Okay, so that was a protester in Chicago who took tear gas and threw it back at a federal agent's vehicle. So the mission right now in Chicago is quite interesting because for agents out in the field, this is becoming a lot more common.
Open the car.
No.
Huh?
I have my rights.
That's what we're doing. You're under arrest for impeding. You just blocked our vehicle.
Every single day, there seems to be a new report out of Chicago where protesters or agitators are crashing into Homeland Security agents, obstructing Homeland Security agents, using vehicles to do it. In fact, I have made 3 videos in the last 3 days covering this same exact topic because it keeps happening. And look, we're not going to stop reporting on this, but I need your help. Make sure to please like the video. It's the #1 way you guys are helping this channel, and it also helps others see the videos as well, such as videos like this. You're not going to see this in the mainstream. We keep seeing more and more clips like this coming out of Chicago, where social media influencers or protesters are just straight up following, stalking, and going as fast as they can to find these agents. So again, make sure you please like the video, please subscribe to me, because the only way we're going to have peace in this country is if we really report on what's going on.
In the woman shot by federal agents in Brighton Park, a grand jury has indicted Manny Martinez and Anthony Ian Santos Ruiz. Now, this is video of Martinez after she was released from custody. The indictment stems from an incident last Saturday where the two are accused of ramming a car into federal agents. Now they are indicted for assault and attempted murder of a federal employee.
Okay, so I just want to show you guys, I'm not making up this data. October 2nd, 2 vehicles used as weapons against ICE. October 4th, the same exact thing, but it was 2 vehicles. October 4th again, this exact same thing happened, except there was 10 vehicles. And then October 9th, you have a report of officers being leaked and being targeted in these same exact attacks. We are seeing, again, an uptick of these attacks, but the question is, why is this happening so much, but really specifically in Chicago right now?
I hope the people get out the rivers. I hope them so much. Years working. Yeah, roll the window.
So that was a state trooper belonging to Illinois. This is within Chicago. The point I'm trying to make here is that it looks like if you're an unmarked vehicle and you belong to law enforcement, you are still under threat of somebody coming up to you and whacking your vehicle. So again, this is not only Homeland Security who are facing these threats of like watchdogs or protesters. You can see it for your own eyes. Somebody just smacked the back of that police vehicle and they're just riding away. And this was filmed by BG on the Scene. Make sure to go check out all of his videos. He has a ton of good content, and you're going to get the raw footage of what it's like to be in Chicago or other areas he covers. Now, here's Nick Shirley being chased by protesters who don't like him or Homeland Security. Yes, the Nick Shirley you see right here. Check out this raw clip. That clip came out about 24 hours ago, and again, this is what seems to be happening a lot in Chicago with these clips. I don't know if the word is emboldened, that people feel emboldened to do this, but as somebody who covers ICE throughout the United States, and I have no problem with being critical of ICE, I'm just pointing out a simple observation. We keep seeing more and more clips just like this, again out of Chicago.
Masks off. Are there people in this vehicle?
Hey, that is enough.
Leave your comments down below if you think Homeland Security needs to be a little more aggressive with arresting people who are obstructing or clearly obstructing. I mean, this person is getting in the way of Homeland Security, because this is like the top comment I see all the time. If you see somebody obstructing you, why not arrest them, or it's going to keep happening? You guys can leave your comments down below.
No. Are any of my neighbors in this vehicle? Are any of my neighbors in this vehicle? Where?
Caught on camera, a woman arrested by ICE in front of a Chicago elementary school.
My name is Jocelyn from Cicero. They don't have a warrant. They didn't ask for one. They forcefully opened the door.
This was near the UIC campus on the west side. Several officers, some wearing face coverings, forcibly removed her from her car. There was also another woman in the car. DHS claims the two women were stalking an ICE vehicle and tried to impede another targeted operation. That's when DHS says they pulled over in front of the school and resisted arrest.
So I'm just trying to show you guys, there are people being arrested in Chicago right now for this exact same thing: stalking, impeding, and obstructing. However, every case seems to be independent. Some people seem to just follow the ICE agent and that's enough to get them arrested, or others will take their vehicles and just get in the way or smash into Homeland Security. Okay, so this might shock some of you. You're about to hear a Democrat out of Chicago, Councilman Lopez. He's a city council member of Chicago. Listen to what he has to say about the situation going on in Chicago right now.
Alderman, I want to ask you about the politics of all this. I'm really curious to know, in this city, how the federal presence is going to play into local politics here the next time we have an election. Do you think that this is the type of thing that galvanizes the left and gives them energy going into the elections? Or do you think that there's a number of people, or a mass of people in your city, who say, no, this makes sense. The people who want to cut all the police and cut all enforcement, that's not the way to do it?
Well, I definitely think, that this plays to the extreme left of the politics of the city of Chicago. This allows for the re-election prospects of both the governor and the mayor to increase, because they get to say that they've been standing up to Trump, standing up to federalizing our troops and so on and so forth, disregarding the fact that we still have a public safety issue here in the city of Chicago.
That's a Democrat. He is admitting, by the way, we do have a public safety issue right now in Chicago. The clips I'm showing you, that becomes a public safety issue, because when ICE agents are calling for help and the local police have to now go and report to protesters smashing vehicles, that becomes a public safety issue, because you're drawing away a police force when they can go be doing another job. Again, this is a Democrat.
What we would love to see is for the National Guard to support our officers, to protect those tourists and high cultural institutions, so our officers can go back into the neighborhoods and focus on constitutional policing. But we're not getting that support, and quite frankly, I think it's going to be a battle between the extreme and common sense moving into the upcoming election.
Leave your comments down below how you feel about that. I couldn't believe what I saw. I had to reread the caption and make sure I was giving you guys the right information. Okay, so this clip just surfaced out of Albany Park in Chicago. Check this out. Again, you have a confrontation with agents and people who don't like the agents, clearly, because somebody throws tear gas at this vehicle down here. Watch the man in the red. Again, this is not something we like to see. However, I do think it's very important that we actually take a look at stuff like this. Because again, I do think we have to find out, how do we mitigate this? How do we come together and make sure we don't have these clashes or assaults on federal agents, anything like that? Many people are simply pointing to the politics of Chicago. When you have a Chicago mayor, the governor of Illinois, and these sanctuary policies, it creates division, like we're seeing seeing over in Portland, like we're seeing in Los Angeles, and now that more eyes are on Chicago, it looks like it's turning into the same thing. And I'm really trying to be as critical as possible and as fair, but again, every single day, I cover ICE. I cannot tell you how many clips I keep seeing like this every single day about Chicago. The unfortunate part, though, is that the media or the mainstream media doesn't seem to be catching up. So if you haven't already, make sure to please subscribe so I can keep showing you guys clips just like this. Okay, so from here, we're going to shift from the field operations all the way to where the protesters are. Right now, the ones really getting hit the most by the protesters or clashing the most, it's not even federal agents, it's also the state police and the local police as well. And the main point of contention we're seeing here, and this is why I make these videos, is that a lot of the protesters are mad that the state police or anyone is working with ICE. They are here for ICE and Homeland Security, protesting these deportations. Now you have the local police, what it appears to be, working with ICE. Again, what I always try to highlight on my channel is that with these sanctuary policies, it confuses the voters and the people who were told you're not going to be working with ICE. And if you're somebody who doesn't like ICE, this sure does look like you're working with them. In fact, protesters are being arrested by the state police. Now, one thing I will tell you is this could create a lot of tension from the protesters' perspective because, hey, we're on the same side here. The protesters are not here to argue with the state police. They want to get to the ICE agents or the ICE facility. So check this out.
Had a police presence that was literally having to push a small group of protesters back from the driveway and the entrance so vehicles could get through. Obviously, the crowds have gotten bigger.
Guys, this right here, what we're watching right now, this is the moment, right? This is the moment where they're pushing the line back. You hear one of the persons on there putting out a command. They're all moving in unison. They're trying to push that crowd back. This is where one of the people on the left does something stupid. Then what happens is you've got a second row back there. When they do something stupid, they reach through, they pull them behind the line, and the guys and gals in front hold the line. This is the tense moment. It looks like they've gotten through it. I think somebody might have actually almost fallen. It looked like there for a second, but you know that we shouldn't have to have this moment.
I agree with you. This could have all been settled if the police were in the area and there was a line drawn out or some sort of standard put out for the protesters. Don't get in the driveway, but you can stand here. This could have all been mitigated. But if you are subscribed to my channel, you know this is a common theme. We covered Chicago on day one. We covered Los Angeles on day one and Portland almost on day one, a couple of days later, where we see the same thing, where the police wait until it's the last second and then they start to help out with the protesters. But then the protesters, the voters, start to get confused and turn on the police. Again, this seems to be a common theme with sanctuary cities. Just a simple observation.
We shouldn't have to sit here and watch this thinking, man, I hope something doesn't happen. I hope somebody doesn't do something stupid, because then I worry about all those people that are trying to protect that facility getting painted wrongly, getting turned into villains, sued, what have you, for doing their job. I mean, just think about the professionalism and the nerve of those folks with masks on, with the shields on right there, to hold that line and know they don't know what's coming at them from that other side. They don't know what's in backpacks. They don't know why that person has a gas mask on. They don't know where the crazy person is. We have reported tonight and for the past several weeks about people trying to assassinate people, about people getting shot at an ICE facility. And they're standing there and they're putting their life on the line in order to protect this facility. And just a few hours ago, a day ago, there was a fence there.
Yeah, and Joey, you talk about not wanting one of the people on the left to do something stupid, but when you look at the literature and you look at the organization of these Antifa-like groups, and they stay unorganized in some ways, but very organized in others, they deliberately want to provoke.
Oh, don't worry, I have a very good video for you guys where we know there are organizations who are wanting to impede and get in the way of Chicago. I mean, this is like not even a secret in Los Angeles. The mayor of Los Angeles has straight up said, yeah, take pictures, go out there, report it to our office. The governor of Illinois not too long ago said, take pictures of the license plates, post it on social media. So it's going to be up to you guys how you feel about this. It's going to be up to our country to say, you know what, maybe this is taking things too far. I don't think anyone would ever say get rid of protesting. Absolutely not. Protesting, we have the right to do that as the United States. That's how we became the United States. But the question is, why are we letting this go so far where now the local police or federal agents are putting their lives on the lines for protesters? And again, this is another clip out of Chicago.
Kick it out, kick it out, kick it out!
And again, this affects everyone. Imagine just being a regular old resident in the area, and now tear gas is seeping into your neighborhood because protesters want to get so angry and throw rocks and whatever they have at those federal agents. Again, I really am trying to be super objective here. I'm trying to be critical of all sides, but all I can say is I don't understand why this keeps happening in Chicago over every other city. I'm just trying to provide you guys the evidence that this keeps happening, and I don't want you guys to be shocked when all of a sudden, like, something really bad happens to one of these agents. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, this is not something that's enjoyable to make, but I do think it's very important we start to not only rely on the mainstream media sources, but really start to tap into the TikToks, to the X on Facebook. I do that all the time on my YouTube channel, so I hope you guys please subscribe so I can show you guys a lot more of what's going on than what you see on the mainstream. Thank you guys so much for everything. Again, please pray for peace. I show you guys this not to laugh, but to figure out a way to find peace for everyone. God bless. I thank you guys for everything. Again, pray for peace, and we'll see you all later.